Welcome to the Creative Playing Podcast Network. Join us as we review our favorite RPGs, collectible card games, MMOs, video games, PC games, and bring up interesting topics and things that we'd like to share with everyone. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Kellie, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion to Ragnarok story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and RPGpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
Okay, so you guys are taking the public transportation to the location? Well. The corporate transportation.
Yes.
I'm sure there's the...
I also have my own driver.
Oh.
Well, that's handy.
As your private vehicle's waiting for you as they get into the corporate Uber.
Right. Well, that way I guess we could all go in your private vehicle.
Yes, let's go with private vehicle.
I think that's a good plan.
Okay, your driver, you can give him directions and head to that place. It's basically another one of Eros Corp factories.
Could be an Eros Corp employee.
Yeah. And you get there, of course, you see the little floating camera drones that are taking photos of everything. They got the little blinking cop lights on them. And you see a couple, police officers. You know they're police officers because their veil badges are turned on. So you see a little police symbol floating around them in a little circle saying that they're copping on duty.
That is awesome.
That's handy.
It's like their sirens, but like a badge.
Yeah, but think about, if cops said something like that right now, it's like, they have to say, oh, I'm an officer.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Automatically telling you he's
an
officer.
Little 360, almost like you're playing World of Warcraft and you flag somebody, little ribbon going around saying, police officer. Ooh. Obey the law. Awesome. And they're looking at the crime scene where you see, obviously, is a decapitated corpse.
Mm-hmm.
That, has this horrible look on its face, with the head about 3 feet off to the distance.
Do these police know me at all? Have I ever interacted with them before?
Have you? I'll ask you that.
Yes, you have.
I'm sure in my capacity working for the corporation, I've had... Insecurity. I've had call to interface with the local law enforcement in the past. These are, however, mere beat cops, are they not?
No, these are detectives.
Oh, these are detectives. Well, certainly I must have met at least one of them before. Perhaps, Detective Olafson?
Detective Olafson? and immediately, as you come walking up, Detective Olafson smiles. It's his pale features, very, very Nordic features. Chiseled chin. He smiles at you and gives you that flirty, as he's wont to always do. Just the natural, puffs his chest out, gives a little flirty look.
Right, and I casually flick my shaku against my hip a few times.
Oh. As he takes, you and your compatriots in. My dear, this is rather unsightly, and he kind of, lifts a little fob on his belt and clicks it, and a weird pixelation effect happens around the crime scene.
Oh,
cool.
Obscuring the crime scene.
If I do my unplug, can I see it?
Do you unplug from the veil?
Yeah.
As soon as you do, boop, it disappears. And you're seeing this corpse that just got this horrible look in its face with the head about, a few feet away from the body and this huge puddle of blood.
Can I analyze it?
Sure. Are you going to do an actual analyze for the move? That one? Yep. Go ahead. Pick an emotion. Pick a state and roll the dice.
Okay. Sad. Peaceful.
Peaceful. Okay. Well, this way we know what emotion you're tapping into while you're doing this.
Joyful?
Joyful? You're like, hey, somebody else got their head cut
The
off.
body.
This must be a Geary situation.
Oh, 6, 7?
7?
No, 6.
6? Oh no.
What a
So,
fail.
that's a fail. Okay, so S when you act. The answer is da.
Just, I don't say anything.
Yeah.
What am I looking at?
So pretty much while you're looking, you're noticing that you actually do pick up that there's somebody watching you guys from across the way. Well, you're trying to look at the body, all of a sudden your attention is completely diverted from the corpse, and you notice across the way there's actually somebody watching you guys intently.
Cool. I want to magnify with my 360 vision.
Okay.
Well, I don't have sound record. I traded in
So immediately,
Put it on
while the
record.
conversation's going to start happening, you focus your eyes and your eyes do a little, and it zooms in on the guy there's a definite gangster.
Is
He's
he
got total.
facing me, or is his back?
He's actually facing you, looking at you guys talking to. He's looking at the whole scene going on here of the officers and the body and the police.
So, like, if
drones.
my back is to him, he wouldn't notice me watching him.
Okay, you do have 360 vision.
I do.
Yeah. Okay, so you're looking at him through the back eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, and you basically you see that this guy, he's definitely a local Yakuza style gang member. He's got tattoos all over him, and you're noticing that on his, you're still disconnected from the veil, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so you definitely notice he's got some like weird tattoo that looks. As I need to grab a pen real quick. Okay. It might be tea time. A little tattoo that's like this that seems to be in and then it's blank on this side. That seems to be a motif all over him. Looks like weird jagged shape. But it seems to be a motif in like many of the tattoos on his body. He's got a little cheek tattoo, both sleeves covered on his arms.
If I tap back in, does it look different?
Do you turn back on the veil?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you turn back on the veil, and there's actually a matching part of it that's actually in like neon glowing cybernetics.
Oh, let me see.
Oh, ha, ha, ha.
So obviously you're getting the concept that this half requires you to be in the veil because it's all special effecty, neon glowy look, and this part's a drawn on tattoo. So obviously some cool little veil graffiti type of thing going on here. Meanwhile, while she seems to be just oblivious to you all and staring backwards.
Well, I can multitask. I can tell what I'm saying.
Well, she's having the conversation with the cop at the moment.
Yeah,
Unless
just
you want.
tell me.
That's true. You could tell her.
Okay.
And he's just like, so
Simon can
Saturday
amplify
night you
You
free?
could whisper it under your
Well,
breath. and
I
I'll hear
certainly could be
Okay.
free Saturday nights. And it has been a while since we've gotten to have dinner or anything. I mean, what a delight to run into you here like this.
Oh,
it. Well, she's doing that
Mhm.
since I have Amplify and she has Amplify. She whispered to me that I was like, so I'm going to casually turn around and like I'm doing my hair or something, and I'm recording the act as a guy.
okay. So you're basically whispering it really subtly, so only somebody with amplify can pick it up.
Yep.
And since we're right next to each other,
That's pretty damn quiet. Wonder if the cops got amplified here.
Oh.
it's like, well, now, all she has to say, hey, check out that guy.
No, cop didn't notice Jack. He rolled a 6 right now. He's a little preoccupied. Gorgeous.
Yeah. This suit is hitting on him.
I'm going to roll sway.
Oh, okay.
When I want to get an NPC to do something I want and their motivations don't line up with mine.
Okay.
I'd like him to
I
tell
can
me
use
about
those
what's
as
going
well
on here.
for both Sunny and
6.
Which stat you using?
I guess I was going to use like joyful or something like that. So I just have a 6.
You don't have one that has a +1 or +2?
I have powerful. I have mad.
Oh, hun, powerful because
Powerful.
here you are.
Power
you are
is
this
sexy.
powerful
All right,
woman.
Or
that's-
maybe he's into the mad.
Yeah, he likes the
Yeah.
angry stuff.
Well, I did imply that he liked to get spanked.
Well, then go with the mad.
I'll go with the mad. So that's a +1. That puts me at 7.
Okay, so he looks at you and he's like, well, I've been a bad boy lately.
Have you?
I have.
Well, I'm sure I could help you work off your penance this weekend. Maybe you'd like to tell me a little bit about how you've been so very bad.
Well, I've been talking to this corporate executive lately about cases because I know she's always curious about my work.
Oh no, what cases have you been telling her about? Surely not the one you're currently working on.
Well, as soon as I saw Eros Corporation come up, I was only thinking my number one gal there at the office.
Really? My corporation came up.
It did.
That's sort of amusing. I can't imagine why that would be the case. I asked 2.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and you can imply to him that you're working security right now in this case. Maybe you can tell him you're both working the same case.
It could be that I might have a particular interest in this case right now in a professional capacity.
Oh, maybe tonight you and I can discuss the case over dinner.
Well, it would be, a tax deduction. Strictly business, of course. We'd have to be very, very good.
I guess dinner would be on your corporate card.
Oh, yes. And you'd have to tell me about all the things you think might have to do with my business with this case.
And he just leans in crazy close to you. Like noses are almost about to start crisscrossing there. And all of a sudden you get a ping via the internet of the case file. And in the speed of the veil, immediately you're given an upload because he's wanting to make sure tonight it's all pleasure, not profit talk.
I see.
And you're getting the breakdown that they found out that the malicious software seems to be based on Eros coding, so it does seem legit, like it is the app that you guys are making. But there seems to be an underlying code that's not that you obviously know from your own background information for the app, that it's not Eros programming. It's independent contractor coded. So it's the type of things that you would outsource to another programmer to do. Which corporations are apt to do. They'll buy intellectual properties from other programmers and use that because it's less work than them making it themselves. Especially with all this hotshot programmers out there.
Oh yeah, they're diamond dungeons.
Can I use Link to see what my relationship is with the Yakuza guy?
The Yakuza guy across the way? Yeah, you can try that.
Alright, let's see. That's will be powerful since I know shady people. Ooh, that would be 10.
Okay, you don't know this one specifically, but you do actually know the local bigwig in the Yakuza group. You actually recognize this now that you're thinking about it, and you come on, with gear you deal with people. You know that this is a local color gang called the Heartbreakers.
Okay.
And basically they're known because the reason why they're called the Heartbreakers is their number one business is usually pleasure for hire. And most of the guys in the group are basically just enforcers for the actual working gals and guys, as the clients want to request. And sometimes inanimate objects. The age of cybernetics and dolls and pleasure bots and things like that.
Should we go ask him some questions?
Yeah. Do you want to try to sleep away or?
And by the way, also, as you're finishing reading this file, is just going through your head, just page after page of information. Right. As he's just making moony eyes at you, like this far away, knowing that your eyes are doing this back and forth like they're reading, and he's just getting really close and just smells your 1,000 credit perfume.
Oh, good, yes.
Nonchalantly tries to brush a hair from your eyes while you're reading the file. And the suspect for the murder is a local Yakuza member of an organization referred to as the Heartbreakers on the street. that
So you want me to sway them?
that apparently on the footage that the police computers already starting to make compilations between the two of what connects them, that it's a 88% chance that the murder was committed by this gentleman because these two were seen in an elevator, his wife and him and the victim making out. So the computer's thinking, since that became public information, maybe the husband went after him and cut his head off for revenge.
So this is the guy.
The victim.
The victim.
This is the victim.
Yeah.
So for some unexplained reason, the two of them got into an elevator, were nonchalantly standing there like you would in an elevator. All of a sudden, they both,
just go over and talk to him
start...
and probe him.
Oh, okay.
You're adorable, you two. You little whispers.
We're trying to plot.
This is the same employee that I was.
The case that you're working on. Yeah.
That's dead.
Yeah, and all of a sudden they start, you can see their eyes start moving, like they're doing something on the veil, and both of their fingers start twitching.
They're accessing their...
And then they, literally turn and pounce on each other and start ripping clothes apart.
Oh.
And they basically do it in the elevator for quite a while. It's quite impressive. It's some of the best passion porn you've seen.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden they get up, they look at each other completely shocked and astonished, like, oh my god, what happened? And then she kind of tries to get her clothes back on, and he gets his clothes back on, and they go their separate ways, and the elevator dings.
Anybody say heartbreaker or something?
Nope.
That you saw?
Nope.
Alright, we're going to go over and talk to the Yakuza guy, and we're going to probe.
Okay. That just sounds wrong.
Yes.
I think...
It's all about probing today.
Do we need to divert away from the police and they don't go after this guy?
No. The probes are busy taking in the crime scene. They're just basically these little probes with cameras keep turning around in circles, 3D scanning the whole area.
Plus, I'm
And
talking to
just
the one
because I want everything to be, hey, nonchalant and cool, I'm going to use peaceful.
I'm assuming you guys walk around the body.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't disturb the police scene and have the drones get all pissing on you.
Ooh.
Okay, so 10
Nice.
for probe.
So I believe that gives you...
3.
So, it gives me,
3 questions.
so we can ask him, what he knows about it, but we can find out, I can find out if he was telling the truth. I know if he's telling the truth.
So are you guys coming up on him soft or hard?
No, soft.
Okay, so using the soft hand. Okay.
Yes, so we're going to ask him what he knows about it, and I can, just because of my role, I can tell whether he's telling the truth, what he's really feeling,
Okay.
and what he intends to do.
Would I have any gear in?
I don't think so. Not on him personally.
So after this, I can tell those 3 things.
So basically, he's pretending oh, sorry, I'm just waiting for a friend. You know for a fact right now he's feeling fear. He's feeling a lot of fear.
What he's feeling. He's feeling
He's
fear.
feeling lots and lots of fear.
So obviously he's not telling the truth.
He
does
is not
know
telling
about
the truth.
So he's not telling you. But what does he intend to do is the other question that I would.
You're getting the feeling that he's getting ready to bolt if you guys keep talking to him. To flee the area.
Should we neutralize him?
I mean, he knows you're not cops because you don't have your obvious cop 3D banner floating around you.
Yeah, I'll neutralize him. So if he's already scared, if I roll scared, does that give me an advantage?
Yeah, I give you advantage for that.
Okay.
Because obviously he knows more than what he's saying.
I'm gonna say he's gonna suffer a little harm.
Okay. 6. So you're gonna come down on him and do bodily violence.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, just as you're about to
step on his foot to keep him in place.
Just as you're about to do that, though, he actually uses your pushing in on him as a distraction to basically start flaying, and he's running.
Cool. Can I try and neutralize him?
Okay, you can try.
Okay, and I'm going to use mad.
As your motivation that he's running?
Yes.
For his life.
Yeah. And do I also get...
You do not get advantage because, she basically did not make her roll. So he is now in flight mode.
Crap, I got a 7.
7 means you do neutralize him.
Oh, okay.
So go to your neutralize.
I'm going. Okay. So,
Get 2 holds.
Okay, so you got a 7, which generates 2, and you will take harm in doing so.
okay.
So if you want, you can suffer little harm to avoid the harm that's coming back at you.
Yeah, and...
And you can either force a change of location, impress, dismay, or frighten your opponent, which he's already frightened.
Well...
What?
Force location, how about instead of him trying to leave the location...
Push him in a little alley or like
Yeah.
an alcove.
Or even just drag him in
trap him.
her car.
Yeah,
Okay,
there we
Yeah.
I drag him into the car.
Basically, he starts to run
I'll
from
take-
her, you grab him, and he doesn't realize that he's running right past your guys' vehicle, and you slam him into the backseat, gangster
Yeah.
style.
I will suffer a little harm,
Okay?
and I will,
Change the location.
uh-huh,
So,
trap him in the
well,
car.
these two are having the beautiful cop corporate romantic moment with the corpse nearby. Romantic. And you two basically, boom, have changed location of you're now sitting Pulp
Yeah,
Fiction
see.
style with him in the middle of you in the
Because
back seat.
I have a cybernetic arm, which
Mhm.
gives that has super strength. That's why I...
Mhm.
No,
So-
you ain't running
Choke
anywhere.
So you do this amazing fling, and throw him in the car
Yeah.
with you sitting on the outside, this one sitting on the other side, and he's just like, eh. I'm just the lookout. I was supposed to see if there's any trouble for the boss.
Can I confirm it's the boss I know?
You gonna ask him?
Yeah.
Okay, it is not the boss you know, but it's a name that's familiar to their organization. It's basically not. His boss is the underboss. One of the lieutenants of the big boss.
Do I know the big boss?
You know the big boss. That's the one that you know.
Oh.
Can I probe him again?
You can.
Using
It's a
scared?
good- Using scared, I will give you advantage as well, by the way.
Okay. Alright.
He's terrified because he was just there to keep the eye out.
I got 8.
8? Basically, he basically will start pissing himself. He is spilling his guts as quickly as he can to tell you he didn't kill nobody, don't stick the cops on me. I was just sitting here to keep a lookout to see if anyone recognizes that my boss was here and did this. It's not his fault. His wife cheated on him.
Okay, but that's not what I was going to ask.
Oh, okay.
It's like, what I wanted to ask him about was
Wait,
the app. What does he know about the app?
What app?
His boss is married to the elevator girl, though.
Yeah, I know, but I was thinking that maybe, was your boss on the phone right before they found chicka wow wow?
Well, everybody knows about my boss's wife because it was on that one Veil site that shows, security camera people making out all the time, and
Why does a married woman have the app? She doesn't have to, does she?
She doesn't have to.
Because
Yeah, but
have
don't
the
they
app
both have to
get
be affected?
They can both be effective without both having the app. Isn't that right?
Actually, you know that they do both have to have the app.
Oh, okay. So why does a married woman have the app?
Because she's a member of Ashley Madison.
Well, this app is kind of used as the grinder of the everybody thing.
Oh, okay.
So you can be across the room and click thumbs up to that person because it pings your app when you're in the same room too.
Okay.
So it is kind of useful as a hookup app.
All right. The veil grinder.
Yeah, the veil grinder. We're grinding the veil.
Well, my corporation
Tinder,
is
set it
all
on
about
fire.
anytime anything is lucrative, no matter the affiliation, they take it. And also, we have mysterious secondary interests. Plus threat type cult. So you work for
So
Night
should
Veil
we-
Incorporated.
Yeah. So does this
They're
give us-
matchmaking
does
branch.
this- Hold on. Okay, so hold on. Let's see.
He basically
I think-
will tell you where his their group hangs out, their
Okay.
location. He will flat out spill everything, including what he had for breakfast. He's that scared.
Does he know if the wife is still alive? I'm not there, but
Isn't this whole thing going to give you Geary on him?
I don't know how this works.
Well, if you let him live, yes.
So if we let him live, he'll owe you big time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You are all about enforcing the gear.
Well, let's have him tell my driver where to go.
Okay.
And
Well,
call you back to the car.
you get a little text message, break up the romantic moment.
I'll,
As all of a sudden you get a text message, and all of a sudden you're seeing hearts go bloop, 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 from your friend right in front of you. He's all sparkly looking at you.
Yeah, I'm gonna just send you a lot of eggplant
And then he goes,
emojis.
sorry. Sorry, I was just replaying some of our video of our last date.
Oh.
I'm glad it's been sustaining you in between encounters. Send me a text about when you're free this evening, and we'll make arrangements. Unless, business calls me into work. And then you might have to wait for me in an agreed upon location. Are you prepared to wait like a good boy?
And you get a little winky face emoji, and he just blows you a kiss.
He's a bad boy, though.
So bad.
As he's completely missed what's going on across the street.
Yes. So I'll
Yes,
send her
Do you
away.
have multitasking?
I do. I do have multitask.
So we're sending her texts about everything that we're doing and what we found out,
Yeah.
so she knows exactly.
Without being distracted.
Exactly.
I have
She's all about the
multitask and
multitask.
aware, so I guess maybe I knew what was
Oh,
going
yeah.
on.
You were even seeing this whole struggle going across the street.
Right. Of course, the texts all distract me when they happen because I have distracted.
Not always. It's
That's usually if something, you roll below it.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So, right.
You see that they've got this very scared, smaller frame gentleman between them, and have cybernetic armor on his throat.
So there's like 3 people in the back, so I'll get into the passenger seat up front,
Okay.
next to your
Or if
driver.
it's like
The driver.
a limo,
It could
we
be
have
one of
2
those.
bench seats.
Is it a limo?
It
That
could
would
be
be
her,
nice.
the customers. But
Okay, well then, I'll get into the back, across from our new friends. Have you guys told me all this stuff in
yeah.
text?
You knew everything that happened while we were.
And now we're going to the location. And you have the name of his boss?
I don't have the name. I have Big Boss Yakuza.
Yep.
Okay. He's a lieutenant to the big boss.
Well, the one she
I
has
know that
Geary on is
his
the
boss.
big boss. His
Right.
boss is a lieutenant.
But I have Geary on him now, right? If I remember.
So, is your boss's wife alive?
I don't know. Last I heard, she went into hiding.
Right, and of course you would have no knowledge of where she might possibly be hiding.
No. I'd be a dead man if I knew about that.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure. But we can straighten all of this out. You just need to talk to my boss, and he'll straighten things out for you.
I hope you're right.
And of course, he's all freaking out.
For
You're
your
scarily calm, and that's just setting him off even more.
Yeah, all of us are really scarily calm.
Yes, apparently because calm is a big feature of our characters. Calm and mean.
He's gonna sit across
Well,
with all 4 arms crossed.
Like when you look in the classic, Japanese style, the calmness is the natural state,
Yeah.
which is scarier than being scary.
Mm-hmm.
It's the true form of scary.
Yes.
So your driver pings, that you guys have arrived at the location. It's this really nice, swank restaurant, You notice that there's lots of guys with tattoos really similar hanging out the outside, hanging on their hover cycles, hanging in little benches there. Even a couple sitting on the little balcony, hanging out over the front entrance with their legs.
Heartbreaker. That's an interesting gang name. Not typical Yakuza kind of name.
Well, it's usually because our clients, our clientele always have their heart breaking after hiring our boys and girls.
Oh, I see. You must have quite the data mining and data security branch of your corporation. I mean, your organization.
And you just kind of, huh?
That's fine. I don't expect someone like you to know.
Okay, so you guys get out?
Yeah.
Are you keeping him in the car? Or is he allowed to go free?
I mean, I leave that up to the Honorbound to decide the fate of this
Joe Schmo,
individual.
Yakuza.
I'm gonna tell him to keep looking for info and get back to me, or I'll
Okay.
kill him.
Okay. He's willing to do that. Since you're leaving him alive, you have a Geary on him.
Mm-hmm.
What's your character's name? Thank you.
Okay, so Nori, and let's go. He goes skittering off, and of course, one or two of the guys jump to follow him. It's like, dude,
I
Yeah.
imagine this is like some Papa Midnight Constantine.
exactly. It is that type of setup. It's more of a Yakuza noodle shop kind of thing going on, where there's the legal noodle shop part going on, but of course there's the back booths that are all really private. They've all got little veil-induced screens, so you can't really see who's on the other side.
I can.
Privacy booths.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get out of the car, I'd like to put on my sunglasses and palm my eye.
Oh, okay. You take out your eye, which is your remote control cybernetics. Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix my earring.
Oh, it's okay.
Can I drop out of the veil to see if I
You
know
can
anybody
shut
else?
the veil off.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut off. And
You
see what I
shut
don't
the
know
veil
stuff.
off, and all of a sudden you realize that the little anime girls you saw dancing on the screens inside there are actually really dancers. That the veil is giving like an anime cartoonish look to them, so it looks like cartoon
Perfect.
dancers.
Yeah.
And it's really just people dancing behind glass. As well as the whole section of privacy booths open up, and you see it's, people, like old businessman feeding two girls, some noodles, and watching all different types of kink going on.
Nothing like noodle kink.
Yes, and then you even see, dancing robots too, dolls, as the current term is referring to. At least that's what
Is there a
Eros
commercial?
Corporation's been trying to call their newest sexy ones.
Is there a commercial for a Fruity Oaty bar?
Actually, yes, you may have seen a Fruity Oaty bar commercial.
Do I see his boss or my boss friend in here?
You do know the gentleman you're looking for is usually upstairs, but he's actually eating in the corner with about 20 of the little thuglets hanging around. And he seems to be giving somebody the riot act.
Do you recognize the guy who's getting the riot back?
I don't know.
No, but you...
I'm going to amplify so I can hear.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I have long distance hearing.
Okay, so as you crank up your ear, you get your little...
And I have babblefish so I can know any language.
Your little $6 million man hearing kicks in, and you just... I told you not to get involved with that woman. Can't you be like the rest of us and, use the girls upstairs? Why did you have to marry a floozy? Why did she even have that app in the first place?
So this is the murderer that we're looking
This
for.
is the boss talking to someone else who, yes, you're assuming
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
the murderer.
lieutenant that's the murderer.
Um,
And you couldn't keep your temper in check. You had to go cut the guy's head off right now just because we all saw it. I mean, yeah, I'm sure we sent you a few too many messages with that picture, and I heard there's a few gifts sent to you as well. But seriously,
And there was that meme.
you could have had one of our flunkies taking care of killing the guy instead of doing it personally out in the middle of broad daylight during business hours.
So I hear all this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he might need to come to justice.
Oh.
So I should lead the pack in there. I feel like if they know me, I would just walk in there and like one set of arms on both sides, just flipping them off as I walk in.
Big middle fingers, you're walking past the tubs.
Just on whatever side.
He's like, hey, bitches.
All of a sudden, the thugs are getting ready to jump up and go like, "Oh, never mind. Nope, double nope. I don't see that."
No.
This seems like a completely reasonable entrance.
This does, especially since you are Honorbound. You're wearing your, traditional garments that show that what you are. So they're like, nope, not my day. This is my day off. And literally, the thugs are looking at you, and they are looking at the floors. They are looking at the ceilings. They are looking at the anime dancing girls. They are looking at the noodles, more interesting than the people walking in. As you just, he's, and the big boss is just giving somebody the riot act. And he's like, and you know how much we've been putting into the new research. We want to get, we need to get the new information set for the dolls. And then immediately he looks up and realizes your group's just walking in past all of his boys and nobody's stopping you whatsoever. And he locks eyes with you.
And
He
we
knows
all
exactly.
had that whole attitude, yes, We have every right to be here, and all you... It's fine.
All
Don't
you bitches
fuck with
gonna
me,
stay in your
kinda.
seats.
Yeah, exactly. That whole "don't fuck with me" vibe. You know.
And all of a sudden, he kind of has a little mid-sentence open jaw look. And all of a sudden, he comes to a sense, and he just shoots like spear look to the guy who's sitting on the other side of him. He's just barely off out of view from the way the booth is.
This is the same guy that he was yelling at?
Yeah. He just shoots a dirty look at whoever he was giving the riot act to. And you can tell that person's like wilting and out of
Did he say
view.
his name?
He did say his name.
Cool. I'm gonna go in there and be like, this guy belongs to me now.
Okay, what, you pulling a weapon out, or?
I'm just gonna kick it out of the hilt a little.
Okay, you go, and your sword comes up a little.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get ready to draw it.
And he just looks, he goes, no violence. This is not a place of violence.
No, why would it? Why would I Yakuza did not be warm and fuzzy?
No, Honorbound. I know I am in debt to you.
Are they all in it?
Well, he is.
Is this Big Boss?
This is Big Boss that
okay.
you have a Geary on. Now, he didn't know what he did. There are circumstances beyond our control in this situation.
Where does this guy work? The murderer.
The murderer? He works for. He's a member of the Yakuza.
But he doesn't
What
work.
does he do?
Yeah, what is
Oh, he's basically one of the lieutenant thug guys. He's in the retention department in their prostitution ring.
I'm going to ask him, what do you mean that he was not responsible?
Well,
Are you saying that you're responsible for his actions?
Ooh, he kind of shirks back on that one. No.
Does he not work for you?
Have you ever had someone cheat on you before publicly? He was embarrassed because his wife cheated on him with a total stranger, she says.
I'll push through my two compatriots. Very calm. Sunglasses.
Businessy like.
Yes. I'll extend my hands to the big boss.
Graciously shake your hand.
How nice to meet you. I don't believe I caught your name.
You can call me Yakuza Golden Dragon.
Yakuza Golden Dragon.
It's actually Yuki, but it's kind of a joke here.
Oh, I see. So I don't know about you, Yuki, but in my line of work, it is considered that maintaining calm in the face of personal hardship in order to maximize business is a good asset in an employee. It seems like this lieutenant may not be such a good asset for you.
You were definitely right about that. So what business are you in?
A little of this, a little of that.
And by the way, of course, as an executive, you do have your corporate veil banner ad you can turn on.
Oh. Am I wearing that? Do I want that to be a thing?
You can turn it off, just like the police can.
Mine's off.
Okay.
I understand a thing or two about heartbreak, I guess you'd say.
He gets kind of tugs on his tie, nervous when you say that.
Really? I
Yeah.
may have to analyze the situation for the reactions to the heartbreak questions. Or is that probe instead of analyze?
I would say probe to get more info.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Because he did mention research that they're doing.
That's true. He did say something like that.
I'm going to use powerful again.
Okay. Because you are powerful. It's all about the suit. I mean, look at that picture. That's a power suit right there.
It's a something. Right. Ooh,
9 out of the 8 without... so that's 11.
11.
Yeah, what would you like to know?
So, alright. Do you know something about heartbreak, Yuki?
Yeah, he kind of hems and haws, but eventually you get out of him. He asks you to go to a private booth with him.
Oh, I like privacy.
Okay, he takes you to a nice private booth. And guys close the doors behind you guys so you have some
Is it
privacy.
the doors or the electric little
It's
bubble
actual real
sphere?
doors.
I'm going to. Gosh.
Can you multitask?
I can multitask.
There you go.
I'll keep in link with them.
Okay.
And transmit what my eye is seeing back to my compatriots.
Okay, so they've got a little video window pops up in their,
Right.
their subconscious veil interactive.
And I'm recording.
Ooh. And basically, he's going to spill the beans with you since you rolled so amazingly. That, we deal in prostitution.
I had heard that.
It's, well, we're always looking at ways to make business better. So
That's
we
wise.
we sometimes hire hackers to help develop things for us.
Mhm.
And there's this new corporation, well, not new corporation, but the new app that Eros Corporation's come out with that is apparently really good at just by doing subconscious veil information, hooking couples up. And there's a programmer that Eros Corporation hired, a hacker known as Karupi, that designed most of the base software for the app. And, well, Karupi's been actually working on a secret program for us to make our dolls. That's the artificial prostitution, droids that we have, to make them more endearing to our customers. So we've been recruited Karupi to make something like the app to make our dolls behave more receptively for customers. Because the dolls, we can get more work out of them than we can our flesh and blood prostitutes.
So obviously we know who is responsible for
the
Nice.
hack.
Word is that from what we heard, Karupi had a falling out with Eros Corporation.
Did he? Do you know where he lives?
What's my link with Karupi?
You want to roll and find out?
I do.
Alright.
New powerful.
And I'm going to start searching the internet for his address.
7.
7, you know of him, but you don't really have Geary on him. Well, he basically will give you the an actual location where they contact him. Usually he's a really weird fellow that
Arnold.
that his current location is actually he's living on a ship offshore. He's got an old oil tanker that he uses as his mobile living quarters, but currently he gives you the exact latitude and longitude for it. But he's a really strange guy. He never interacts in person with
Does he have
people.
a code that they use to contact him with?
No, actually, they do have a, because of course I'm assuming, you asked this question.
Yeah, anything that pops up in my
Well, I'm
feed.
Yeah, we
prompting.
can, yeah.
We actually contact him through a dating website that we use for our clients to schedule drop-offs and pickups.
I'm going to send a message.
Yes. So, first of all, I feel like a calm demeanor has shown to control the encounter.
Yes.
So I feel like I should get 1 XP for that.
Yes, you should, especially if that's a executive thing.
Yeah.
It's one of her things.
So I'm going to. Man, I've used powerful a lot. I already have 2 ticks on that.
So do I. Or
You guys
no.
are a powerful bunch
Peaceful.
of modern
Mine's
chrome women.
peaceful.
Yeah.
Peaceful.
You can always use one of the opposite ones to bounce back. Or are you afraid to fail?
It's opposite powerful. Mad. Right.
Scared.
Powerful. The opposite of powerful is mad.
No, see,
you-
they're
it's
right next
here.
to each other. They're always
So you
see,
have
like,
mad and peaceful, sad and joyful, scared and
And
powerful.
powerful.
It's not the wheel.
Oh.
It's
this right here.
Oh,
These
sorry.
two.
it's okay.
Oh, okay. So scared.
Yeah. You can play the little damsel in distress.
Oh, good. If you use
Now-
the opposite, it brings you back.
Now, you do have more information you could give to your cop friend to deal with the situation, or you guys could act on your own with the information.
Well, I'm
Would
supposed
this
to deal
get
with it in
me-
the most
Discreet.
discreet way possible, with least blowback on.
Would this give us an extra gear if we don't say anything?
If we don't, because the Yakuza guy would have to give us a nigiri because we're handling it on the sly as opposed to involving the police.
Yes, that's
We
true.
would have, that allows them to save face to a certain extent.
That they didn't snitch.
Exactly. So they would owe us.
That's...
Of course, you still want to take out that one guy. Don't you?
Oh.
Which, mind you, when the big boss
The guy
gets
who
back from the private
committed
conference, yeah, he's on camera doing it. There's a reason why there was a lookout there, because as soon as the lookout tells them the fuzz is involved, they're going to cut this guy loose and have no ties to him.
Yeah, he hasn't,
So I'm gonna try.
Are they going to cut him loose on his own, or should we turn him in anyway?
Well, the Yakuza will just cut him loose and let him run on his own. After they, take a hot iron to his tattoos.
So
I feel like that is punishment enough.
So I'm going to use submissive as a tactic of scared,
Okay.
and lower my eyelashes behind my sunglasses and sort of drop my head and take that pose. Yuki. I just don't know what I'm going to do. This is a terrible conundrum. I'm so new to this sort of business, and I really need someone who's powerful like you to help me resolve this issue, because it could have terrible consequences for me. How is a 9?
And not, basically, what would you like him to do?
So, we want him to contact the dude
Uh-huh.
and set up a time for
Done
us.
deal.
And,
a trap, basically.
Yeah.
a honey trap.
Where would you like him to meet?
Where do we want him?
Or are you wanting to meet on his boat?
Well, my club can't be penetrated by the veil.
So maybe we want to meet in her club.
Interesting.
Since
And-
he's hacker and all,
Yeah.
might disable him.
Right? And, I guess what I want is for him to disable his end of the hack.
The research gathering mode.
Okay.
Mhm. So it can preserve face for all of us.
Okay. He'll do that. The consequence of this is going to be you will take some. It is going to be take a light harm. Basically, it's social harm basically in the
Okay.
situation.
Where do I mark that?
It's in a little box over here.
Okay.
That's basically the consequence of the you pretending to be the wounded damsel in
Okay.
distress. Is you're actually embarrassing yourself socially, and kind of at some point during this, he may have clicked on a button that let his boys see you be the weak woman begging for help.
Of course, I did record his whole thing.
Yeah.
So there's that too.
Yeah.
Do I?
Sneaky bastard doing the same thing to you.
Right.
Sneaky bastard.
Damn it.
So you use the
Yes, but we also
hashtag
have
one
him
that you use
recorded.
and take one of the opposite away.
Okay.
But we also have him recorded covering for a confessed murderer.
Okay.
But this way, he's saving face with his boys that no, she's not that bad, boys. Look at that. She was begging Yuki for help. Yeah. And of course, he'll open the sliding door, and Yuki will take care of you, little woman. It's okay. And he gives you like a little pat on the shoulder.
He's just lucky I'm not planting my eye on him.
Okay, so when he gets back, he of course, Honorbound, take this piece of trash with you. And he basically gestures to the lieutenant, who's of course covers blown. And as soon as the guy gets up, one of the lackeys that Big Boss gestures to comes over and like takes a taser-looking thing and jabs it into his neck. And as it's going off, it doesn't seem to be hurting him, but you see the
His
tattoos literally self-destructing.
Oh, man.
Where you see the light drain out of the laser light cool veil part, and then it looks like burning fuse on the real part that's just like burning and scarring his tissue up.
Oh,
I'm going to say to him, how's your heart now?
Ooh, and you just see him, he's doing the tough guy biting his lip, but tears are streaming down his eyes.
So, if I believe in disfigurement for not following your Gary, does that do anything for me?
What does he say?
I don't know.
You can't create these penalties during your response to enforce them. Nope. But pretty much it's supporting your mindset that disfigurement is satisfactory for Gary to be enforced.
Just not him.
So technically you're okay with him surviving this unless you want to have him killed. Okay. And so
What do you think the corporation would like?
Yeah, what does the corporation want?
he did kill one of their employees. They take that shit serious because they have to pay out death benefits.
Oh, they do. So, actually, they have a place they like to
turn
take
them in.
these people. We
The
never
quiet
hear
room.
from them again, but...
Because I am hired by the corporation at this point.
Right.
That, or you could set him up with your cop friend to take the credit for getting the murderer.
Oh.
Dirty
And
cop.
then you get more Geary on him. You're helping his career.
Yeah.
So that
he
puts a
owes you.
police more in your pocket.
Oh, that's true.
Just a thought. Either way, I think you're good.
I say let's give him to the corporation and get more bonus points with them.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
That's true.
They're
I
more
feel
likely
like,
to help you.
I feel like I've got it pretty good with the copper right now.
So you send the quick text message for a black van to show up with a hood.
Yeah.
And as, you guys, finish up and are heading out, you guys walk in with you guys all sullen and disfigured and smelling of burnt almonds. And literally, as you guys hit the doorway, hover van stops. Door slides open. 2 corporate security guys grab him, throw a hood over his head, throw him in the back of the van with a loud thud into the side wall. Door closes and hover van just...
Tell him to keep them on speed dial because he'll have another one shortly.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And you guys basically are heading over to the temple.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are at the temple for a few hours. The set meeting time happens. And all of a sudden you notice the weird thing is at the temple is a android comes walking up to the temple, takes a step and powers down. Then auto boots up backwards. And then looks around all nervous and does this whole 360 thing, and then
Oh God, is he Sheldon bot?
Is this Karupi, the android?
You have a feeling this might be Karupi.
He's an android, or is he just a
He
Sheldon
is.
bot?
It could be he's piloting it.
Yeah, he's a Sheldon bot. From Big Bang Theory.
Remember they said he never shows up in person, he uses dolls. And then,
Does that go to his
conspicuously you notice it's kind of like doing one of this whole figuring out how to get in because it's disconnected if it goes in past the boundaries.
We should have gone to the boat.
Oh, we're going to have to follow it back.
So in the interest of time, since Kelly's yawning, it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
After 9.
Oh, I knew she'd say that. Does
I
somebody
find that
want to
time
make a
too.
roll for subduing the bot and finding out where its owner is?
Sure. Yes.
Or would you like to do something wicked and try to take out the operator of the bot?
Take out the operator of the bot.
We postpone. I don't think we're gonna finish. Don't we need Karupi though? We don't have proof that he's the one doing this to him.
Well, we do have proof that the Yakuza just admitted to hiring him to hack the...
Yeah, let's try
And
to
to
do
make a sex program.
like a surge
Okay.
back to where he's at.
Will that also take him out, but will we be able to find out where
How
that
about
leads to?
That or what we do, neutralize him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright. Who wants to neutralize?
Let's see here. My best rule is peaceful. I don't know how
What
to...
happens if we duel the robot?
You can duel the robot. It's probably better to try to neutralize than duel.
So, I'm going to try and use peaceful to neutralize.
Okay.
Keep it calm to sucker it in and.
Okay. And then all of a sudden you close the veil.
Since it's an android, it's already naturally calm. Can I get a bonus?
I will give you advantage for that. Especially since he doesn't see it coming. Wow.
I got a 2. Well, actually, I got a 6.
A 6?
2, 4, 6.
Okay, so all of a sudden, the empath starts to do her thing on the Sheldon bodice. She keeps calling it that. You don't know exactly why. And then all of a sudden, boom! She just gets rocked back. And you'll be taking feedback. So
I have armor.
You have armor, so only fill in your light then, since you have an armor of 1 still. Which is good, because you're getting biofeedback from the veil of saying, nope, sorry, I'm a hacker extraordinaire. I'm hardened. Okay? And all of a sudden, it's looking right at where she is. You just see its little eyes focusing on her real quick. Is somebody going to do something else?
Can we do something to pull him back into the...
Yeah, you could easily do it just to knock him in the boundary of the temple.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could easily do that.
What would that be?
Basically, if you want to do anything that will force a change of the location. So we could do a duel and go with the...
Or neutralize.
Change the location. And I think neutralize will let you do that as well.
It does.
Force a change of location.
Okay, let's do that.
So go for neutralize.
Let's neutralize him with power. That's just 2, right?
Okay, you're going to walk up and just with pure...
So all 4 of my arms are just going to pull him in.
just arms grab and pull.
With a 12.
Yeah. As soon as you pull him in, he shuts down. It goes into auto shutdown mode. And you do realize when it goes into auto shutdown mode, through the veil, it has a little pop-up that pops up saying, if lost, please return to this location. As well as it's got a program that wants it to return back to its safe location. Sort of like when you take a drone out, how its autopilot lands it to a certain height.
Oh, how handy. So
Yes.
Can we take out like any kind of visual components and put it back in like just auto mode to follow it back?
Yeah, you can easily pop its hatch when you do what you need to do because you've easily disabled it. And once it's out of the veil, it's basically a hunk of inanimate matter.
Wonderful. Alright, so we can follow it.
Hmm?
I just have a Faraday cage temple.
Hey, that's part of your religion. That makes perfect freaking sense in the veil.
Good.
Think about how many people you run into, they look like movie stars, but if you were to turn off the veil, they're like teenagers with acne.
Can I pop out one of his eyes and pop mine into his socket?
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna
Yes,
do.
you can.
I pulled him into the temple and shut him down.
She rolled, 11, 12?
12.
Wow. Sweet.
Okay, so you basically now know the location where it returns to. It's a mansion in a very excluded, nice part of outside of town. Supposedly thought to be off the veil, but, nowhere's actually off the veil. And you now have one of your eyes swapped with his. Okay? And your poor friend, the empath, is sitting there, head
Had
ringing.
a bit of a headache.
Damn biofeedback. And you guys let the drone go back.
What it is it was my twitchy.
Yeah. These things happen. And, it basically, you're seeing on camera that it's going back to this, mansion. This really abandoned mansion. It's got lots of little dolls working in the yards and things like that. Little automated drones doing things. And it basically is going to a workroom.
Okay.
Goes walking in, and there's a gentleman sitting in a chair all hooked up with wires and things. He's got wires coming out of his neck. He's got wires on his arms and things. And he's just sitting there, dozens of monitors doing lots of different things on the computer at the same time.
Can I
Multitasker.
camouflage and silence my way in?
You can? Okay, go ahead. And so you're going to try to go in there and neutralize him?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Power?
Is that what you're going to do? Is use your pure Honorbound might to get you in the group in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't understand the cancellation thing. But...
Well, if you were to use one of these, it would erase one of those and add one of those. So basically you're balancing between the buildup. At this point, you don't really have to worry about it. It's not like you're going to spike out.
Powerful. Would that be like advantage because it would be a surprise?
I would definitely give you advantage since you guys are coming and he has no freaking clue. All he knows is that his doll came back after it got damaged and...
That would be a 10.
That would be a 10. So you describe to me how you get the group in there and what happens. How are you neutralizing him?
Are we killing him or just like...
Well, I
I really
think
need to deliver him
I feel like we'll sneak in with a robot.
to the corporation for questioning.
And then if I can get in the room where he
restore
is,
the
I'm just going to
code.
cut all his wires off that are he's connected to.
Yeah, you
Okay,
need
so you
the
do this
USB.
cool badass come out of nowhere and just do the whole
Cut all the wires.
and all the cyber connects. Of course, he screams when that happens. You see a little biofeedback happen to him because he was doing 20 different
I'm
things at once.
dampening my.
You're shutting yourself off.
Well, I can dampen the sound.
Okay, so describe to me how this plays out, because basically you've gotten your way. It's going to happen
Oh, I
exactly as
imagine
you
he's
want.
like in some cerebro helmet with just wires everywhere. And when I cut him, there's just like fluid spraying all over.
And he's completely disabled by the biofeedback of it going on at the time.
Cool.
So he is taken out. So what do you guys
So
do?
we'll grab some of the extra cables and tie him up and drag him out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll wrap him in a sheet and, maybe we'll duct tape his mouth just to be sure. And I'll call the van.
Okay. The pickup van.
Yeah, he needs to be delivered to the proper branch of the corporation for discussion of his contract and reevaluation of the terms, and also for a little bit of a download of his current extracurricular software.
Decompressing files.
Yeah, that might be. I'll be happy to be part of that if they'd like. Otherwise, I feel like I have pretty well started to neutralize that problem.
They think if you'd like to supervise, it would be very good for your up-and-coming promotion.
Then I would be delighted to supervise the questioning.
Okay, Black Van pulls up. You guys pull Comic Book Man, which that's what he kind of looks like when you're pulling him out into the pale moonlight. And you drag him off, and you have completed your mission. So the Veil, what do you guys think?
That's
Interesting.
fun. It's fun. I mean, I think it would be really fun to play more with more time to understand the milieu and develop the characters, but we're just dipping the toes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Play it more.
Especially the
definitely-
Geary aspect. I could see that becoming a huge long-term...
I feel,
That was cool.
I feel like you could
Thank
go
you
with
for the
more
use
than
of
one
dice.
character.
Thank you so much. That was super fun.
And hey, basically, as the closing wrap-up goes, you find out that he was a disgruntled person who, the CEO of your corporation is an ex-girlfriend of his from back in the day.
Oh.
She's the one who got him the job, and then she broke up with him once she acquired his talent, as your company's known to do.
Oh, yeah, because arrows.
And not only was the fake love a problem, but unfortunately you find out later on when the data miners are done going through his files and stuff, he was actually trying to find a way of copying people's personalities in a way that would make dolls think they're people.
Oh, cool.
And be able to behave just like the people did when they were infected with the thing, so the dolls would act completely enamorized with the person.
Oh.
The only problem is it also made dolls act really weird, like obsessed.
Oh.
In obsessive ways, which was, not something that the Yakuza boys were wanting to happen. They just wanted
episode.
They just wanted their sex toys to be really good at being sex toys. Because then your customers come back.
Oh my gosh.
I'd like to play more.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun one-off. Really good.
Well, hopefully next
Thank
Wednesday
you.
we'll be back to our regularly
To the
scheduled
Lady Knights of
programming.
Adventure.
Yes.
And this will get posted for Valentine's Day.
Woo!
Henceforth, all the romance and love and Valentine's Day and the...
Decapitation.
Super romantical.
Yeah.
And the paddling of the police officer. Later.
Paddle your policeman for Valentine's Day.
Yes. Please don't arrest me, policeman.
No. They want you to put the cuffs on.
Oh. So that was tighter. That was a great Valentine's episode.
Bottle and the...
It had a bunch of different chapters,
yes.
but in the sake of time, we wrapped some things up, which is what good game groups do in a pinch.
Yeah, well, we did pretty good to move it along.
Suddenly, out of nowhere, there was a dragon.
It's a cat
Oh, hi, cat
It's a
dragon.
Chinese lion dragon.
I like your cat in the hat for.
And that's a great place to wrap it up there.
On the battlefield, I'm a warrior, ready to kill or be killed. I've defeated orcs from the north, sent Kandorian demon spawns back to the depths, and drank with Cimmerian heroes. But when I get back from a hard day of disemboweling my enemies, I enjoy nothing more than to open my castle doors and find a dungeon crate as my reward for blood well spilled. Designed for role players and tabletop gamers, Dungeon Crate is a monthly subscription box service with a treasure hoard of loot you can use on or off the battlefield. Miniatures, dice, tokens, coins, maps, modules, terrain pieces, handcrafted items, RPG jewelry, and more are yours for only a few gold per month. You even get a digital crate along with a physical one as an added bonus. So what say you? Are you ready for postal glory? Oh boy. DungeonCrate.com. Let the adventure begin.
Thank you for listening to the Creative Play and Podcast Network. And feel free to enjoy our other shows, such as D&D Journey of the 5th Edition and Scion Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion hero to Ragnarok story. Thank you for listening.